I haven't seen Madam Web. I intend to, but from what I hear about it, it is worse than eating someone else's dingleberries. So I'm fucking excited to watch it. Whoa, I just want to interrupt. I kind of feel bad, but not really though, because fuck that guy. I've now seen Madam Web. It might be the most... Sorry, it might be the least memorable movie I've ever seen. I saw it on a Monday, and then that Thursday, I was talking to my girlfriend, and we were talking about going to see Kung Fu Panda 4, and then we got on the topic of we've seen a lot of movies recently. So I was like, yeah, we seen Dune, we saw Anyone But You, and then I stopped. And she was like, and Madam Web? It took me less than 72 hours to forget that I had seen that movie. That's all I have to say about it. I'm going to attempt to redesign their poster because I don't like it. Well, it's not just theirs. It's basically anything that has the faces and then like a hierarchy of faces going down until the title. I'm not a fan of those. It started in school when we had a project to do where it was just like pick a poster and say things you like, say things you don't like. Someone chose the Thor Ragnarok poster, and then our teacher picked it apart and was like, this is shit for this reason. I mean, it's a good coloring and everything, but the hierarchy is way too repetitive in pretty much all big budget movie posters. I much prefer alternate posters that are more simple and just look a little bit more on the retro side and just have a better feeling to them. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I don't necessarily have the layout in my head. I'm just going to kind of throw it all together as I go. This is not a Photoshop. This is going to be an illustrated one because I want to do illustrated. Off camera, I decided to trace out this web shape that I really liked. These are my two images that I'm using as just so I can get a feel of what's going on. I didn't realize that the web behind her is mechanical. It's not an actual web, so that's something I'm going to take into consideration once I'm going with it. Since this is going to be more of a simple, just kind of vector shaped thing, I'm not sure how I'm going to fit all these little small details in there, but I'm going to see what it looks like when I add a few. Alright, I think for now that's not terrible. It's like as random as it can be by being plotted by someone who isn't plotting them randomly. Okay, so this artboard is 11 by 17. So I'm gonna go ahead and make one. How does that math? Oh my god, I'm gonna be so bad at math. If it's 10 by 17, I want an inch on each side, right? Then it has to be 9 by 15. Is that how that works? Did I just math correctly for the first time in my life? I'm gonna go ahead and make this a gradient, I believe. It's gonna go 90 degrees, something like that, because I think the logo actually... Here, let me just drop in the logo. So the logo seems to have dark and light elements. For now, I'm gonna keep it as is and just go from there. I'm not gonna keep them as... Fuck, because just in case I wanna make it bigger, I'm not gonna keep it like this. I'm gonna just group it together for now. Okay, so I think at this stage, I'm just gonna put my spider in and see what I can do. Jesus Christ, that looks like shit. Alright, so now let's see if I can turn this dog shit into magic. Nope. That does not look good. If I bring back the Madam Web stuff, I can maybe trace out this logo. As weird as it is, this image right here might give me my best reference. No, it looks too awkward. Okay. So here's the dilemma, right? I need this to fit like this, but the problem is the legs are gonna be in the way. I need to figure out a way to fit this where these go down, unless I do something like this, unless I create the shape again. Or the circle, I should mean, right? This goes black, and then I put this shape on top of that circle, put it where I want, and then I can take it off of the circle instead of off of the rest of the shape. There, that looks not bad. So then I can just take this, there you go. I can take my rectangle tool again. I can take the, excuse me, I can take the same shape, same width, bring this all the way up, make it white, and there you go. So the only thing I would have to do now is move the spider over. And there you go. Now you have a spider with the Madam Web logo on it coming off of a fucking web. This is black. It cannot be black. I do not want it to be black. So the spider is just going to be a deep maroon then. I think that's what's going to happen. Maybe I will just draw on some highlights. And then this can be the light red. This just generated an idea. That kind of looks like the eyes of the villain, doesn't it? I mean, obviously a little bit more, like, if the eyes of the villain was seen through, like, a fucking, like, glass or something. So far, I think it's going well. I definitely need to add a few things, though, so I'm just going to try to think of what I can do. I mean, that definitely seems to fit. I do like it coming out of the bottom of the thing there. But I'm trying to think, is there a way that I can get it cooler? That's a fucking nice color blend, but that's not what I wanted. That's a shame. I'm thinking about maybe adding a little bit of a shadow to this stuff here, but I'm not sure yet. I guess the only way to find out is to see if it works. I'm actually kind of digging this vibe a little bit. It's more subtle and I don't know, it feels, I don't know what the right word is for this. I definitely want to add something to the background of everything though, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do there yet. And I did have an idea to either put little like frames of stuff in these little pieces here, because Madam Web isn't her web, like you can see some shit inside of them or something like that. So like a few of them I might do something like that, or maybe I will make that V shape that is her face in there. Maybe let's see what that looks like. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I don't like that. I chose this text because, or this font, because it gave me some gothic vibes, the movie, and this is modern. This was in the modern gothic category, so I figured, why not? It also reminds me of like the classic Spider-Man font for the comics without actually using that font. Just looking at this now, it really reminds me of the Spider-Man PS4 cover, especially the red and like the white text and everything. So I might have to change that. Who the fuck was in this movie? I like this layout better. But I do want to do a different color than white on the borders. I just don't know what color is best. That's actually not too bad. I don't know why I added this little weird backdrop on it. I'm gonna remove that. Oh, you know what actually might be cool? You know what might be cool? If I do this right over to here, and then I do this, and I lower this, and then that's it. And then, I'm not done. I understand how fucking stupid that sounded. And then, I take this, right? Take this, I go like this, right? So now, right, this gets pulled down. And, because I want to make it clean, it's all one compound path. Looks like shit. No, I don't like that. It just takes up space for no reason. I'm just gonna keep her name. This and this need to be centered, but I just generated another idea. Hate to interrupt this with a side story, but I was just called away from my recording because my mom is currently watching a movie with Rob Lowe in it, and she said, in this scene, does Rob Lowe look like he has boobs? It did not. I preferred this version to the other version. But if I, you know what, if I make this the same as this just looks cleaner. The gradient doesn't necessarily fit anymore with this theme. The white is what throws me off because it catches my eye, which is obviously good, but I want it to catch my eye in a different way. The spider needs to be in red with a white symbol. That's what I wanted, and that's what it's gonna be. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, I could always, yeah, that's a great point. I can always just add more webbing to it. I don't know why I said that's a great point. Like, who the fuck am I talking to? Would it look stupid if Madam Web was upside down because of, you know, spider? Would that look stupid? I can't even fucking read that. Yeah, never mind. Let me just go ahead and... Where did I put all that webbing, by the way? Did I even put that on the right layer? Okay, so I think the next step is just bringing it into Photoshop because you get to a certain point where adding things to a design just doesn't make any sense. Just take what you got and see if it actually makes sense. So as long as all of these are on separate layers, then I should be able to save this as a PSD. Not gonna lie, this I like this, but she's more of like a dark red. So if I were to take this and I make it darker, and I take this and I make it more red, what does that look like? Takes away from the texture, so I'm not gonna use it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be smart for a second. I'm like struggling to figure out what's this missing because I feel like it's missing something. I'm gonna sleep on it and I'm gonna come back. So I slept on it, and this is where I ended off last time. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sleep on it, see what goes on. And then I did some work and I ended up with this. And this is my final version. So I decided to add the names. After seeing the movie, I now realize that these 4 are the main characters. For some reason, that last name, Celeste O'Connor, was so far down on the cast list when I went to Google it, but she was one of the main heroes of the story, which I don't understand why she was so low. I switched Madam Web around, so now it's just black on the red with the texture and everything, and I'm happy with this. I think from this, looks kind of awkward, to this looks more like, it looks like a playbill, honestly, but I think it's a lot nicer than what I had before. So that's it. I redesigned Madam Web's poster. I feel good about it, and that's all I have to say. So thanks for watching. See ya.